Yeah. Might as well. I used to wear a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Well, do you consider makeup at all?
Do you guys know what we're doing? So we got 10,000 subscribers on
we should have
YouTube.
talked about that. I totally
We should have talked about makeup.
I used to do their makeup
That would have been
and so I'd do like eyeliner. I didn't do everyone's. I feel like Brian wouldn't let me
You
do
did-
it.
you did
but
mostly
I did Jimmy's. I did Matt's. I feel
Everyone
like I
said
didn't
you
do
started.
yours.
You did mine the first couple of times.
But then thank you.
the hair on your nose.
But I definitely did Jimmy's and Matt's a lot. I also massaged Jimmy before he went on stage. So that sounds creepy, but like.
Well, we always called it Cramptown USA. That's why me and him would always. I don't know if it's a bass player, drummer thing, whatever it is. Just we would always like have Pedialyte waters all day as much as we could, and we called it Cramptown USA because we basically had the equivalent of carpal tunnel because the way like if I'm playing with my fingers down here and he's doing this the whole time, it's like back to the porn.
No, but truthfully, that's brutal. It's the same movement every night. It's a lot. So Jimmy, I remember used to really have me get into his forearms and like some shoulder action. I remember seeing at Hellfest out there, like just like out in the crowd, and just like massaging Jimmy. Then going back and making sandwiches. Remember I used to make sandwiches for makeup, sandwiches, massages. I had a lot of
all the hats. Like literally,
titles.
you were the Rock. You were the. I hate to call it the mom, but like you kind of were. I mean, you were the mom of all of us at the time.
No, that's very sweet.
What were you doing while they were on tour?
She was surfing.
I know. I was
Partying in Italy.
well. I was
with,
actually.
Nick Rafka.
I was actually. So I was in college, and she actually. It was amazing. She actually finished college the same time as me.
While I was tour managing, I would go home and do like the max units. Like I don't know how I managed it. Honestly, I took a year off, and then I went back and. When they were off tour, I did like the max units, and then
but they also weren't touring like as much. It was more like summers. I feel like it was like Warped Tour and stuff. You know,
it picked up towards the end of your tenure, but like at the beginning, it was just like
it was random.
We would pick. Someone would say, "Hey, do you want to come do this tour?" And the answer was almost every time yes, because it was just.
So mostly when Val was tour managing, it was like 18 to 22. Like when we were in college. So I was in college. I actually studied abroad and was out for a while there. And then I did like a month backpacking and stuff. And then Brian and I started dating when I was 22, like right after college. And then I actually did, after Val quit, oh no, you were tour managing. I did merch. Earlier. I did merch in Europe, remember?
We brought her out so that because
it sucked, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure it absolutely did. I mean, we ran the merch tables too.
Everyone would steal shit.
Oh, we also
they were
used to
always
take turns.
Steal shit.
Oh my god! Well, I remember. People would always, especially like at festivals, because you just had this tent, and they'd like sneak in behind the cloth and try to ink shit.
Well, this was actually a small club tour, and it was. It was Europe, so you could smoke inside in this tiny little. And so I was out there, like just like in the mix, like just so I'd be back.
I can smell it now.
My hair, like I was just like covered in smoke.
John loved it.
I totally did.
I think I was smoking at the time actually, but it was even for me as a smoker was gnarly.
I really don't prefer smoking inside.
I never smoked, so when I was in that shit, it was literally suffocating. I remember like sitting in those places and being fucking hot and horrifying.
You're used to in the casinos though with Matt though. I mean, we always were in the casinos.
That was
funny story about that. So someone else, who was I talking to? Oh, it was Brandon. I was asking him about the first time we toured together and stuff. Trey and Avenged Sevenfold. He's like, all I remember from that is the fact that you guys would take whatever cash you made from that night and go gamble it.
Put it on black. We would literally like, here's our guarantee. Should we put it on black or red?
And lo and behold, I mean, I wasn't in the band at the time, so I didn't have a say in it anyway, but I was 18 years old. I couldn't even go into the casino.
Oh, I know. Poor Johnny.
I was sitting in the
wait
van.
outside across the street.
Leave him in the van while we went into the casino. Like, just leave him. He'd be like, oh, okay, guys. I'm just in the van.
I'll sit in the van and drink. I mean, you weren't that sad.
I wasn't that bummed. Jimmy always had something in the back for me.
Bottle of piss.
Sometimes. The world, man, was so gross. But I loved it because it was like the one bench you could pass out on. So when I would drive, Jimmy had the world, or anyone would drive, Jimmy had the world, the very back bench.
Jimmy always had the back bench.
And then he had there was the time when we got our Dom Perignon from Warner when we signed with them.
Oh,
and it was underneath underneath back there. And me and Jimmy, we were like, well, wouldn't it be funny if we just spun this? We didn't know about champagne, so we spun the wire. Also, this bottle had been bouncing around in a van.
Oh yeah.
At fucking hot temperatures. So as soon as you just spun that wire just a little bit, popped in the van, and I remember me and Joey went, well, we gotta drink it now. Can't let it go to waste now.
No one
so
was,
the rest
no
of the
one
guys,
was in the van?
Yeah, we were still in the van.
No one else was in the van?
No, it was just me and him.
Oh.
We drank the Dom Perignon from Warner Brothers to ourselves.
Oh. I don't think anyone noticed.
Which at that time, it was hard to even get alcohol. It wasn't just the fact that it was fancy alcohol.
Oh my God.
When we would have to get 124 pack or whatever, 136 pack or whatever it was.
We got nothing on Warped Tour. But
we'd swindle it from the straight edge bands. No, there's a bunch of straight edge bands on Warped Tour, and they weren't going to drink their beer that they were allotted. And
we at the beginning didn't get allotted any alcohol on Warped Tour.
No, he's saying
But regular tour.
No, he's saying you guys took the allotted. The other bands had alcohol they weren't drinking.
Would go in there, would go into the office, and be like, hey, the guy said we can take it, and they're like, okay.
Well, that carried through normal shows.
Oh yeah.
We literally every night, all I did was go to the promoter and beg for more alcohol because we had a 6-pack on the rider. It was you each got one beer. And these guys
that wasn't gonna cut it.
Drank fucking 20 beers to themselves. And so it was always a battle. It was can we just get one more 6-pack? And can you put our banner up in the back?
Oh yeah, I remember.
It was a fucking battle every time. And
you
then Johnny would throw buckets of piss out the fucking 6-story window, and it would land.
Oh, that was in Massachusetts.
Taste of what was that?
They were so pissed.
Plea for Peace.
They almost kicked you off the tour.
It was Val.
They literally kicked us off for a hot minute, and I might have begged and pleaded and sucked up some pride there.
Well, thank you for that, because I think my ass was on the line too at that point.
By the way, I was walking on the sidewalk, and so we're walking. Our dressing room is 3 or 4 stories up.
We have the Shadows Fall. Who else was on the tour? Was it Poison the Well?
Right? It was one of the very first Plea for Pieces. I don't remember. I'm so bad.
I think it was Poison the Well, Shadows Fall, us, and 18 Visions.
Who was headlining?
I think at the time it was Poison the Well.
Because we were opening.
We were opening the show. Yeah.
So I'm walking on the sidewalk, right by the tour manager of the Plea for Peace, and literally splattering on my feet. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I look up and I see Johnny's face out the window, and I'm like, this is not good. And I'll never forget walking on the bus of the tour manager of the Plea for Peace, because there's always there's the band tour managers, and there's the tour manager of the collective tour. I'll never forget walking on the bus and just being I'm sorry. We love you. Can we just please? I've never.
Keep us on the tour.
That's one thing good about being a girl, is if you play your cards right, you can get a lot out of men.
Yeah. Ooh. Let that be a lesson to you.
Just saying.
Teenagers.
But we can talk about the opposite and actually how much harder you had to work being a female and how often like the promoters wouldn't take her seriously.
Wouldn't take you seriously, like, even before. And like, no, I remember we walked out of a show because they weren't taking you seriously. What was that?
You guys canceled like 2 shows because of me.
Yeah.
And that's so sweet, by the way.
Because you showed up and they were giving you shit. And we were like,
just propping Val up. No, we did in Syracuse. Mm-hmm. The promoters, I was like a fucking little girl. They were like, who the fuck is this bitch? And so I always had to prove I knew what I was doing or assert myself or whatnot. It's definitely an interesting ball game when you have to earn someone respect rather than just walk in like.
I mean, it was the opening band. Like it was like
totally.
funny that they thought
an opening band with an ego, by the way.
Like big tour manager. Like what kind of tour manager did they expect anyway? Like
big ass fucking ego. I don't know how you guys already came out the gates with that, but wait. So Syracuse
world.
Wait, Syracuse. What happened?
World.
I can't remember what happened.
Like you started with an ego for sure.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta fake it. Everyone calls it fake it till you make it now, but we did that.
Yeah, you guys are like,
The thing was, you guys like weren't faking it.
We were the biggest fucking band that ever played in front of 15 people.
You guys really believed it.
You weren't faking it. It was just truly who you were.